person who wrote the record heard Harry.
Oh, whoa, Mary died. Mary died.
Yeah, yep. Oh, you're right. There we go.
That's crazy. So she wasn't even alive, sadly.
She wasn't alive. Yeah,
only...
so it was, dollars to donuts, that was Henry.
You just earned yourself a donut.
This is Mike and Josh. We're two friends trying to roll up our sleeves and get some stuff done in family history. Mike majored in family history and computer science. I didn't. He's the expert. I'm learning. This is Flapjacks and Maple.
How's it going, Mike? Let's catch everyone up here.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm doing, and I was like, okay, what do I do? So the first suggestion is, okay, go to your family tree, go to like the fan view, and see if it's like all filled out, right? So this is me, right? And this is my fan view, and so I said, okay, who do we start with? It's like, let's just pick good old Philip Dance, right? So we click into him, and then Mike, or as we colloquially refer to him as Lumber Mike, he's like, yeah, so first thing you want to do is like see if they're well sourced. And his rule of thumb is if they have 10 or less sources, they're not well sourced. So we looked here, it's like 64. Wow, that seems like a lot of sources. But what was the problem we found here?
So when you click on it, so it says 64, sure, right? And
yeah.
You've got plenty of sources here. But a lot of them can be duplicate sources.
So, oh, yeah. Like, these are all the same obituary, probably.
Yeah. It's referring to the same one. And that's because they got it from the original website, or they found it on Ancestry, or they found it on Family Search. And really, at its heart, it's just the same obituary.
Yeah.
So there's not a reason to have all three on there. And it's actually providing misinformation at that point. Because someone can come to this and say, oh, really well-sourced person, 64 sources, wow. But if you take out all the duplicates, maybe it's only 20. Who knows?
I'll bet you there's like 15 in here if you take all the duplicates out. There's not a ton. Well, maybe there's more than that. But we were looking just for like looking around, like cool, interesting stuff. But what we found was, interestingly enough, is when you scroll through this dude's information, he has 3 custom events for immigration. This one has a date. This one has a date and a place. This one has a date, but they're all different, and there's no sources on any of them. And so we're like, okay, let's try to find that. So we went through all the sources, couldn't find any of those. So we said, okay, let's go try to figure out like that. So first thing we did is we went to this wonderful website called immigrants.bue.edu, and Brigham Young University, right? They have like an insane immigrant ancestors project where they've indexed a bunch of records. So I searched for Philip Dance, and I got to this record. So it says his name. He was 11 years old when it happened, but there's no date. There's like literally no year date on any of this stuff, which is kind of frustrating. And then this was Giblagook to me, but then Mike said, "Hey, these are what are they called? FHL is a."
Those are your microfilm numbers, yeah. So if you go to the Family History website,
So let's grab this one. We'll go to the Family History website.
Go to search.
Search.
Catalog.
So what's the difference between a catalog and a record?
Yeah, so your records tab is everything that's been indexed and made public, and it has images, and usually images with it and stuff like that. Like that's your indexed stuff that you can search online easily.
Okay.
The catalog is everything that's still only in microfilm that you can only go to like a library and get the actual reel and look at the images that way, or things that have been imaged but have not been indexed. So you can find things available online through the catalog. Some actually really good stuff.
Cool. So catalog, and then you can do the search for places and stuff. I don't know, but like right here, you can search for the film number, which is that FHL number.
Yeah, so you just put that in, hit search, and it'll take you right to that exact collection.
This is the collection. I'm like, oh, this is sweet. So I click on this, and the problem is, I don't know what is this? This is note. Oh, this is like notes. Okay. And this is like kind of stuff it deals with. But then here's the actual stuff. It'd be one of these. However, these are only available at a Family Search library. And right now, because of COVID, we can't go there. So, so I can't figure that out right now. But here's the thing. So if you go back to this, so I'm like, is this the actual guy? And so first of all, we look, and it's interesting because I calculated this out. So the 3 records said 1874, 74, and 75. This one said that if he was 11, it would have been 1871. So it's like close, but not really. But then it also said that like there's other linked records here, like Francis. And you click here, and then Francis is his mother, if I believe.
Yeah. So that note is saying that those are the other people in that record with him.
Yeah, so like that's Francis like, okay, that's a pretty good sign. And then also the most interesting thing is right here, it says there's also Francis twice for some reason, and then Sarah, Philip, and Harry. But if you go here, so we have Sarah and Philip and Mary. So Michael's like, that could be a misindex. Like someone saw this M and thought it was an H, R, or something like that. It's totally possible. Or there's also a Henry and a Mary, and Henry plus Mary could equal Harry. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, and also, so the other interesting thing, if you look at Sarah on the index, it says Sarah J, and we have Sarah Jane right here.
Oh, yeah.
So that's very likely. Oh, and also, actually, look at this. So Harry B, this is something I'm just finding now. Henry Battersby Dance, right? So that's a B. I think that it's Henry now.
Because Harry B. Oh.
Harry B. Yeah. And if you think of so this record is likely written in cursive hand just because everything was written in cursive hand back then. Right? And so if you think of how Harry looks in cursive and how Henry looks in cursive, the N could easily be mistaken as an R, and the E could easily be mistaken as an A. So, and I mean, it's also just likely that the person who wrote the record heard Harry.
Oh, whoa! Mary died. Mary died.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, you're right. There we go.
That's crazy. So she wasn't even alive, sadly.
She wasn't alive. Yeah.
Only...
So it was, dollars to donuts. That was Henry.
You just earned yourself a donut. Cool. Oh yeah. So it's not Mary, right? What we thought, because Mary passed away.
Yeah. So a note for people watching this. We don't actually have the actual image yet. We're still working on that. But we do know where the image is because we have that indexed information there. So we can find the image. And once we do, we'll be able to solidify all this information. And then what we'll do is we'll take that image and we'll attach it to Philip. Because as far as we know, there's actually not an image attached to Philip. There is an immigration record there. And that would actually make this more accurate, right? Because we're saying... The people here are saying that they assume that he immigrated in 1874, 1875. And maybe that means an immigration from eastern United States to west, but more likely they're trying to pinpoint when he came over from England. And so there's not an actual source attached to any of those immigration records. This is the problem that we're trying to solve. So we're trying to find that actual source, the actual year, date, and bring it over that source into his record on Family Search.
So if we do that, let's say it is actually this 1871.
Sure.
Can we edit these and hide them, or what's the protocol for doing that?
Yeah. So my opinion is event with a source outweighs an event without one, right? So what I would do is I would create a new custom event, call it immigration. Put in the information, attach the source. Then I would go to each one of these, and I would click the edit button, and then there should be a delete option as well. Will you go ahead and, Josh, will you click edit?
I'm going to do this one,
Just take the top one there.
Yeah, edit.
And then there's a delete at the bottom right corner.
62 past contributors?
So that means total.
Oh, okay.
For this person. Yeah. So that means that 5 people are watching changes on this person, and 62 people have contributed to this person.
Gotcha. Okay. I thought it was 60 people on this one date. I'm like, they're going to freak out when I delete this, when I know they're wrong.
That's just the information bubble saying that when you change this, people will know that you changed this, right?
Cool. Yeah, so I could delete it right here, so.
Yeah, so we won't do that quite yet.
Can I message these people? Oh, I could.
Yeah. So... But when you delete it, it'll ask for a reason why you're deleting it, and all you have to do is just say, I created a new event with the attached source. I found the actual source. Here's the reason why mine is probably more accurate. And when you delete it, the other person can come back and put it back in, undo your changes.
Yeah.
Right? This is one of the problems or benefits, however you look at it.
A blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's a blessing. It's both, right?
You get fighting lumberjacks.
And they might fight you on it. If they fight you on it, if they put it back in, just leave it. Don't worry about it. But if they delete yours, then put it back in. Like, it's the game we play, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, I would clean these out, just so that if they're okay with that, then it stays clean, right? But again, if they come and put it back in, just let them have their way. Don't worry about it so much, but
Cool.
don't let them delete yours, because yours is important too.
Okay, so this is awesome. So yeah, we totally made some great progress here. We're pretty sure this is the record. We know where it is. We just got to go find it after all this COVID craziness passes. That's great. So I guess that kind of like the moral of the story is, Mike, that even when people say like, oh, all my family history or all my genealogy is done, it's like, no, it's not. It's like this guy, he's like very well sourced, Mr. Phillip, right? He's only like four generations back, three generations back from me.
I think it's 4.
He's 4 generations back, right? He's in my fan, and I'm sure 100 people looked at him, and like no one even knows like when he actually came to America, right? It's like a fun foundational moment of his life that is not documented. We can find that, we can fix it, and we might clear up some misconceptions. It's awesome, right? So
yeah. So back that up. Look at your family tree and find people like this. That's all.
This is the first one I picked, so this is fun. Okay, cool. Next time I'm actually gonna make some flapjacks, so be on the lookout for that.
Next time I'm actually gonna wear flannel.
Okay.